This last weekend, many of you know that I had the opportunity to hang out with 19 of my lady coaching clients. And it's always interesting coming back from that and the comments I get from people who ask me, why do you do that? And are you crazy? And, I always say the same thing, which is I understand as a father that I am always not always, but a lot of times I will have the right message, but I will be the wrong messenger. And so I do that first off because I love my clients, but secondly, it's because I realize that one day my girls are going to stop listening to me, and I'm going to need a board of directors to send them to that I can get messages through to them through the right messengers. So if you're ever wondering why I do that, understand it's for those two reasons, but it's primarily the second, that I'm looking for a group of messengers to get the right messages through to my kids. And I just share that with you all because if you don't have a board of directors for raising your children, you need to start building one. Because eventually they're going to stop listening to you. Mine have already stopped, right? They already know that mom's the CEO of the house, and what dad says doesn't really even matter. And I learned that from Gary. He taught us that. So anyway, today during that meeting, I had this kind of aha, and it was, I was listening to a podcast that I've actually shared with all of you before and I've mentioned before, but I like to go back and re-listen to things to see if there's anything that I missed, because oftentimes we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught something new. And I was listening to this episode of the One Thing podcast with Gary Keller and Jeff Woods. And this whole thing was essentially about how Gary sets goals. And I'm not going to go into the entire lesson, but Jeff Woods mentioned that when he was talking to Jay Papasan about their couples retreat and having a couples goal setting retreat, that Jay made a comment. And the comment was that people don't need new ways to set goals. They need new ways to stay in relationship with them. And when you think about this and you look at all the different ways that we set goals, we create business plans, we do 10-year letters, we elicit our value system, we have all these different things that we do, but so much of it becomes shelf help, meaning we do it, it gets stuck in a notebook somewhere up on a shelf somewhere, and then we forget about it and we kind of go back to our normal default mode. And what my first question for you is, how are you maintaining a healthy relationship with your goals? So what are you doing to maintain a relationship with your goals? Which kind of leads to the question of, how do you maintain any relationship? So if you think about the relationship you have with maybe your spouse or partner or kids or friends or people within your business, how do you maintain a relationship that's healthy, right? And when you think about it, if you've listened to anybody ever talk about the health of relationships, they always boil it down to one word: communication. So how are you openly and often communicating to yourself or others about the goals and visions you have for your life? And the second question I have is, what is the relationship status you have with your goals or vision? Is it single? Is it seeing other people? Is it dating? Is it a committed partnership, a sacred partnership? Is it complicated? Here's what I know about most of you as it relates to your goals and to your vision. You're having one night stands. And so every now and then you see your goal or whatever, and then he or she leaves the next day. You're having one night stands with your goal or your vision. And I want you to get into more of a committed relationship with your goals. Now, the thing about that is, how do you actually do it? So how do you actually stay in relationship with your goals? And see, when I was teaching in front of all these ladies on, I think it was Friday, I came up with these 4 R's, and I know everything has to fit into some stupid acronym, but here's what it is: rituals of review, reveal, results. rituals of review reveal results. So if someone came to me and said, Jordan, how do I maintain a healthy relationship with my goals after I've set them, right? Like we're past the point of setting them or a vision. I've written my 10-year or my value system. I've elicited my values. Like I've done all that. How do I maintain a relationship? Then I would say you need a ritual of review. And what that means is thinking of it like hygiene. So I don't think any of you woke up this morning and brushed your teeth and said, I'm good until next Monday. I'm not going to do that again, because hygiene like focus wears off. And so what it does is it begs the question, what do I need to review regularly to maintain a healthy relationship with my goals and visions? And I would encourage you all to create some type of a system where you're reviewing those things at least twice a day, because I hallucinate to think that most of you brush your teeth at least twice a day. And there's a number of you that I know have written 10-year letters, and you have not read them since we wrote them. And my advice to you would be to read them every day. And you guys, look, this isn't just bullshit that I'm making up. This is the entire premise of, it's either the number one or number two. Josh Anderson told me the other day that, what was the name of that book he was talking about? Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the number one most sold personal development book in the world. So if that's number one, I think number two is Think and Grow Rich. But the entire premise of that book is auto-suggestion. It's figuring out what you want and then communicating with it with yourself so often that it seeps in and programs your subconscious mind, which is where 95% of your behaviors and decisions are made. And it's no different than going to the gym. It's super simple to do. It's super easy to not do. And so I think that if I could just give you one thing after you've got your goals, got your vision, got your values, that you create at least one ritual so that you regularly review it to reveal results. Does everybody understand that? And while you're doing it, part of the premise of Think and Grow Rich is that you feel as if it's already done. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, and this is one of my favorite quotes, we become what we think about all day long. That is a blessing and a curse.